Hi, Eamon here from Infrared Heating Ireland. Today I'm stood here with Brian Fahey. He's the owner of Holy Family Nursing Home here in Kilimer in Galway. We fitted out this complete building, the older section of the building with infrared back in 2020. Yeah.
22.
So we've had a few years of to be able to come back now and review the overall project we've done here with Brian. So thanks for your time, Brian. So tell me, it's always good to catch up with clients that have used our system over a few years, but let me begin by asking you, well, how did you come across infrared at the beginning?
It's a good question. When we were doing the new building, we were researching options to refurbish and upgrade the older building, because this building is 25 years old now at this stage. And so really through online research, came across the option, actually more myself than the engineers on the project, funny enough.
Okay.
And we started a conversation with yourself, and one thing led to another.
Yeah. So we would have come out, we would have looked at each room. How many rooms in total have we done?
We've done here probably, about 40 rooms here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what we would have done is we would have looked at each room, looked at energy consumption. So you can see over my head here, the panel is installed. So we've installed one of these in every room. I think you've touched on that as to why, and then I suppose bottom line, you've used it now for a few years.
Yes.
What's your feedback on the system?
Well, our feedback is very positive. You know, I think all our hopes have been realized for the system. The things that are important to us were obviously like efficiency. And we had an LPG system here with radiators, 25 years old, and LPG gas boilers. And we've actually seen a reduction in our energy costs, which I wasn't necessarily banking on, because electricity prices have gone up too. But actually, we've seen a saving in actual costs, bearing in mind these are running 24 hours a day. We've seen a big drop in maintenance because they're essentially maintenance free, and that's been our experience. We've had a huge space saving advantage because we're able to remove all the radiators and install them on the ceiling, as you say, which has been very nice. The residents love them because we have individual thermostats in each room, obviously controlled via an app as well, but we find they're very reliable, and there's a lot of configuration options. Some residents like it warmer, colder. So for us, all those goals have been met. So we're, and look, the other thing I would say, Eamon, what's important for us is the long-term follow-up arrangements, because, there's always things you want to add and tweak. And I think a positive for us is Infrared and yourself have always been available to discuss and come and visit, and you've been very, have to say, vested in the outcome.
Yes.
Not just in the initial installation.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks for that. Well, Look, it's important to us because we want to deliver on what we've said. For a lot of people, they haven't come across infrared before, so it's new territory for them, and that creates a bit of doubt or makes them nervous. So it's always good to come back and get the customer's feedback. I suppose a couple of points you touched on there was the first thing, the running costs. So I think, look, because all our controllers record energy consumption, we're able to give you how much energy your system is consuming. And roughly looking at it there, we're not too far out to say that you probably reduce 30% on your energy consumption versus the LPG gas. The other thing as well is that to come into a building and relatively quickly, with less hassle, put in a new heating system because the panel is on the ceiling, versus ripping up floors. And,
absolutely.
And that, so you touched on space saving, and then rads on walls and covers, and then risk of somebody touching off a rad.
Yeah.
The fact that it's on the ceiling out of the way is a big benefit. What other points did you?
Well, I think that I would say that even the cleaning, because it's a big hassle when you have, nearly 50 rooms now with radiators in each of them, some of them too. They have covers on them, you have to clean them, dust them, paint them.
Yes.
So I think that's actually been a nice benefit for us, and I think the staff also, appreciate that.
I suppose the fact that you can control the heating in each individual room, you have a stat, so you can go to the wall and see how much energy this room has used and what the energy or what the current temperature here is. Because once you build up the heat in the room, the heater is not working full blast. It becomes like a trickling heat. And that's one of the big features with the control pad, that is not just turning on and off a heater and blasting on and off. So that does two things. It saves on energy because it's like a dimmer, controlling light output, controlling heat output, but it also saves on energy consumption by around 25%. And you're not getting this blast of heat coming down.
Yeah, the surge, you're not getting
the surge of heat.
The residents also would say, because it's infrared versus like convection from a radiator, it's a smooth kind of even heat, which everybody likes. Very so good. You kind of that's been a nice feedback point too we've had from everyone. Yeah.
So just to finish off, so obviously we deal with a lot of clients. Specifically, maybe touch on your industry. What are the challenges in your industry at the moment with heating?
we have a lot of challenges, and I think right now in the industry, it's for a while now it's been a big challenge to do expansions and complete new builds, right, are just not feasible right now in terms of construction costs. So I think what all of the nursing home owners like myself are interested in is how do we kind of refurbish and upgrade and improve the energy efficiency of older buildings. Like a lot of nursing homes would still be, particularly, different parts of the country, all over the country, would be like, we're 25 years old here, a lot of them would be older. So they're trying to invest in insulation and solar, which is, of course, is another benefit of this system. If you do solar as well, you can be even more efficient because it's all electric. Don't have that option again on fossil fuel. So that's been good. And we have done solar subsequently and seeing a nice additional benefit from
adding solar to
from that. So and we're all, like, industry-wise specific, we all deal with challenges around space. Regulations and modern standards require more space than sometimes we have. So it might seem a little thing removing a radiator, but as I said, if you've got 50 rooms and you could have 60, 70 radiators with covers and corridors that are not maybe as wide as you'd like, these are actually important
points to make.
Important points to make, and then the maintenance, the running cost. All the nursing homes are challenged with margins. And so being able to remove maintenance costs. You're not getting the boiler serviced. You're not having breakdowns. You're not getting calls on a Saturday night to say the heating system's down. Because one boiler, two boilers go, the whole building's gone.
Yes.
So we've been able to remove that single point of failure. So that's been kind of less stress for me, frankly, than before. So, look, I personally think in retrofitting, in particular, older buildings, it's a no-brainer, and I'd highly recommend it.
And just the capital cost, because if you didn't go down the infrared route, what was the other options to upgrade your heating system?
I mean, I looked into that quite a bit, and they're not great options because it's not practical. I mean, I actually got a quote to retrofit underfloor heating, with a heat pump. I mean, it was coming out at something like €300,000. I mean, it was just off the charts, and just a non-runner. You have to dig up floors, and even the door frames were going to be impacted because the floor comes up. And so really the reality of it is, in that situation, there aren't any kind of good options. So you probably end up saying, well, I'll stick with my radiators and try and maybe replace the boiler, the oil boiler or whatever. But you're kind of not really able to do much.
You're not future proofing. You're not moving away from fossil fuels. Whereas here we were able to come in, and within a couple of days, realistically, with a team, we were able to upgrade this to infrared. So look, Sorry?
We've been delighted with it, Eamon. And again, as I said, the other important point for me is the follow-up service.
Okay.
And the fact that you've been available and very vested in ensuring the original business case was realised with us. And we're back here today, again, as part of that follow-up, and we're looking at, doing some additional parts of other buildings.
The last that was on the oil gas. LPG, we're now moving them to infrared.
Yes, because we've been very pleased with what we've seen so far.
Okay. Listen, Brian, thanks for your time.
Welcome.